if that's
Do you think it's a good time to pick products right now? I heard on Sophie's video a couple weeks ago that it would be really difficult to pick products because the data is off, and that's kind of where I am right now. So,
guys, good morning. Good morning. If I could jump in. Good morning.
You're
hello,
Hi,
Heather.
John.
Hello,
Hello.
Amy, Jackie. Jackie, are we live?
You're live.
Thank you. Okay, so we're
Welcome.
going to go ahead and get this show on the road, and we're going to address all these questions. We're going to create some order in the house right now. We actually started the live stream before I even jumped in here because we got so many people asking questions right now. I'm going to go ahead and mute Dee Dee. I'm going to go ahead and look at everybody here real quick. Wow. Look at all these awesome people. Hi, Gail. There's Carol Ann. There's Teresa. Hey, Teresa. Peter. Welcome, William. Glad you're here. Heather. Helen. My friend Karen. There she is. Hi, Karen. Sylvia. John. Welcome, Kim. Thomas. Esther's here. And, of course, Jackie, Tolu, and many, many more. I especially want to welcome our brand new members who I just met 10 of you. Welcome. Hopefully you got into the room before we hit capacity, which is actually an interesting, Kim, I'm going to put your hand down for just for now. I see your hand was up. But it's an interesting quandary that we're in, and that is that our growth is dramatic and exponential at this point. In fact, some of you I'll be meeting with in person today, and it's just a nonstop, like just total mayhem right now. Somebody asked me, John, how you doing? And I said, man, I am busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, which is exactly the way I like it. So as far as like the whole timing question, especially for our new people who may be wondering, is now the right time? Oh my goodness, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So, well, I mean, the right time would have been, a few years ago, but the second best time to get going would be now, which kind of brings us to I think what Heather was asking as far as like product research and product selection and stuff like that. Yes, it's all valid right now. There is some historical data that you'll want to look at more so than just, the last 30 days, but we'll talk more about that here in a minute. I want to do some housekeeping and I want to create some order because we've got what occurs to me as a good amount of disorder. This occurs about once a week. And for those of you who have been around, you may think, John, we've heard this before. It was like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Yeah, because it's with the amount of growth that we have, we get to a tipping point, if you will, where stuff starts to come apart and we got to reassess how we attach the wheels to the vehicle here. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. And I did ask the head of all accountability reps to see if they could join us. Let's see here. I'm not hearing back from them. We do have a brand new accountability rep who can help as well, who's on here. And, but I wanted to definitely, let's see, Monday and Tuesdays are my busiest days. Happy to be on tomorrow. Okay, great. So we're going to have a seasoned expert in terms of helping people move through, your course material and all the other stuff that Sophie has prepared for you. That's going to be tomorrow. So, but in the meantime, and thank you, Jan, for your offer to assist as well. I don't want to put you on the spot too much because you're very new on staff. So in case you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, several of our members here just joined staff because we're growing at such an amazing rate, and we needed help. Right. So welcome to our brand new staff members, which in particular are Moray and Raquel and Jan. So welcome. But I wanted to create some more to just what I know, because I'm above all of that. I get to see the entire process, and I want to tell you how this whole thing should work. So we're going to put some wheels on this machine. And this, I think, will be especially beneficial to our brand new people. It's also something for you to consider. Let's say you've already been through, all the basic foundational processes. Now you're launching your business, or you've got, products that you're adding to your offerings on Amazon. That's fine. It's good to know what happens behind the scenes, just because I could tell you for myself, a lot of times I've had to go back to basics. I've had to go back to remind myself, these are the basic things, especially when I get into more esoteric or advanced concepts, right? It's sometimes easy to forget, oh, this is what got me this far, right? So we always have to build on a foundation. It's not like you're going into orbit, right? And you don't get to be on the planet anymore. No, we got to have a foundation. So I want to talk with you guys about that here today. And then we are going to open it up for questions. This whole conversation started, for those of you who are tuning in, just on time, but not quite early. Okay. Well, this whole conversation started because of the meeting before the meeting, where there was the consideration about what are the uses of accountability reps? What is that even for? Do I even need that? Right. Because, we have had to replace a couple of accountability reps lately. So it's actually a really big job, again, considering the amount of people that we have here. But I know right now, as a new member, you're considering yourself, right? Yeah, that's fine that, there's 1,000 new members this month, but I'm kind of looking in the mirror right now at myself. Okay. So great. We're going to take this down to the individual, and then that's of course replicated across however many individuals there are, but it's all about the individual. In fact, I say this, and I did say this just 15 minutes ago with the welcome session that I had with 10 of our new members. Welcome, you guys. Hopefully you got in the room. But I just said this, that more important than what we do is who's doing it. Who's doing it? That's the question. Amazon exists for anybody. Any bozo can show up accidentally and, set up an Amazon account and maybe make some money, maybe lose some money. Probably the latter. Probably lose some money. Right? So here we are getting an education, right? Here we are stacking the deck in our favor and leveraging the experience of one of the most proficient and profitable Amazon sellers on planet Earth, right? And she's also a pretty nice person to hang around too, right? So I think everybody likes Sophie, right? That's one of the most common things that I hear when I'm asking new members about, well, why did you decide to even show up here? You can go do anything, and yet here you are. Why is that? And the number one answer I hear is they appreciate and they perceived Sophie's authenticity. This is real. There's lots of things that we could say, you can certainly look for yourself on the internet, that are less authentic, than what we have here. And my friends, I've been around the online marketing space for decades. I've seen it all. At least I think I have. There's a couple new inventions, perhaps new combinations of the same old nonsense, which, that's sometimes interesting to look at. But I think, for less intelligent people, yeah, I suppose there's the magic millions, click the easy button and gold bullion will rain down upon you from the sky. And, the magic secret system does all the work. You just sit back and collect the money. I've seen that sales pitch 10 million times, right? Don't show me your Lamborghini. It's not your Lamborghini, right? Bikini chicks on the yacht. Right? Coconut drinks. How many coconut drinks can you drink? I mean, that gets really boring. Okay. So there is joy in work, and we're going to do some. We're going to do some work, and we're going to cause some benefits to occur in the marketplace. Like the late Jim Rohn said, if you want to increase your income, increase your value to the marketplace. That's what this is about. And we could do that via the largest marketing platform on planet Earth, right? Amazon wins. I don't think that's a mystery to anyone here. I got a couple of packages from Amazon already this week, despite the slowdowns in shipping and the non-essential this and that and blah, blah, blah. In fact, I think I talked about that yesterday on our meeting here I got some bungee cords and mahogany, picture frame, right? Not essential. Okay. And yet here they are on my front doorstep. So I want to give you sort of the roadmap here. And I know when you all got started, you were given a roadmap, kind of like a flow chart of all the different stuff that's going to happen within your Blue Sky course, right? That whole experience, which is foundational. That's the how-to nuts and bolts training stuff. And it's a rather, extensive flow chart. There's a lot of stuff on there. Okay, well, that's just the how-to stuff. Laid on top of that is what I call the who and the why stuff, right? The accountability stuff, the who's doing it stuff, which is, in my assessment, and I've only got a few decades of experience working with people. Okay, so give me time. I'm still learning all this stuff. But in my few decades of working with students, what I have found is more important than what you do is who's doing it and why are you doing it. And that's where accountability comes in. Accountability is not necessarily a term that people thrill to the idea. It's kind of like right there with responsibility. Do I want that? I want the rewards, right? But do I want to be responsible? Well, you know what? You want more control and more freedom in your life. That goes hand in hand with responsibility. They're inseparable, right? In fact, if we really get down to it, right? Because now you're saying, well, I do want more control. Yes, I'll accept more responsibility in my life. I mean, I've always had it. It's not like I'm taking responsibility. I've always had it. I just realized I always had it. Well, let me accept that. Okay, great. Well, now what do I do? How do I fulfill my intention to accept more responsibility and thereby gain more control and freedom in my life? Aha, you've got to learn some stuff. And that's where the training comes in, right? So think of those three things as inseparable, okay? Is that if you're going to have control and freedom in your life, you got to be responsible and accountable for that. Okay, nobody's going to do it for you. And you got to know what to do, right? So there's things called like knowledge and wisdom, which is applied knowledge. There's an old saying, knowledge is power. Wisdom, the application of knowledge, that's power. That's control. That's freedom. That's the fulfillment of your responsibilities. So with that picture in mind, what are we actually holding ourselves to account to do? Your accountability rep doesn't do anything for you. They simply provide targets for you to shoot at. Okay, think about it like a game. And on this game, you've got goalposts, and you've got players, you've got opponents, right? It's not just you, right? There's opponents, there's barriers to jump over, and there's rules, right? You can do this, you can't do that, right? And so there are referees, there are umpires, there are officials, administrators of the game. They are not necessarily in the game themselves, although in some cases they could be, right? So an accountability rep, let's say a referee, could also be, let's say, a football player, not during that particular game. Their role in that game is to oversee the other players. Okay, but now it's a different game, and they're on team X, and somebody else is the referee, right? So you get that. So we can wear different hats as we like. Okay, but accountability reps, by definition, are people who represent and direct you into things that you could hold yourself to account to do, to go even faster towards the goals that you say you want, right? So again, this is all for you. This is all for you. The accountability rep, right? They've got their life, they've got their goals, they got their targets. Okay, this is about you reaching your targets. Sometimes, in fact, just recently, like in the last half hour, somebody asked me, John, so what about your experience in all this? And I said, look, here's my product. My product, if you want to know what my product is, it's you happy and successful making money on Amazon. That's my product, right? So if you look at the conveyor belt of this whole experience, which we could call Blue Sky and Jetstream and all the other components here, the product is you happy and successful making money on Amazon. And I'll tell you what, I think every accountability rep knows that. Hopefully you know that as the individual, is that you're actually the product, developing you to the point where you're no longer looking afield or outside of yourself for your answer, but you know that the answer is within, and now all you got to do is execute the training. Just follow the instructions, right? Is it easy? Well, that's where you come in, right? Because no, it's not easy. If success was easy, it would be mediocrity, right? Everybody would do it, right? So we do have a benchmark. We do have an exhibit A, right? Oh, it's called Sophie. Here's 1,000 product listings. Here's millions of dollars in sales, setting her family free. Okay, great. Well, what did she do to get to that point? Okay, and understand, this isn't our first rodeo. We've been working with people a long time. So if we can replicate that in you, well, unfair advantage, right? I mean, now there's no mystery. I hate mysteries. You guys like mysteries? I mean, I guess it's fun if you're watching a murder mystery TV show, or you're reading a Nancy Drew book or something, or the Hardy Boys, or I don't know what murder mysteries are out these days, right? I mean, that's entertainment. But when it comes to your own immediate and ongoing financial future, I don't want mysteries. I want knowingness. I want confidence. I want certainty. So here's what we know works. Here's what we know works. Simultaneously, as you're learning the foundational nuts and bolts stuff, which is the first 4 modules of your Blue Sky program, and then selecting a Amazon coach. They know stuff about Amazon. Okay, so simultaneously to all that, while you're getting geared up and learning the basics, here's this whole Jetstream process. Here are these videos that Sophie created for you. Here's our daily success calls. This forum wouldn't exist if it wasn't necessary to exist. You know how much time I put into this? Well, some of you have been here for a while, right? So, and this is something you just showed up and got. You didn't even know you were getting. You wouldn't be getting it if it wasn't necessary. Okay, there's an old saying in the sales world, which I've been, in and around the sales and marketing world a long time. The saying is, if it's not necessary to say, it's necessary not to say. Okay. So brevity. You guys are busy. We understand that. I completely understand that. You want to talk about busy? We'll compare calendars. I'm running 3 businesses. Okay. So this is necessary. Why is it necessary? You're going to discover why it's necessary as you immerse yourself in the process and as you hold yourself to account to it. And as you go through things that we've discovered work, not once or twice, but work again and again, invariably in the lives of people who are serious enough about their own success to hold themselves to account. Yes, I'll pay the price of accountability, of responsibility to gain that holy grail of freedom and control in my life. Okay. So there's a price to pay. Make no mistake about it. And I would argue that the price of success is less than the price of failure. The price of failure you pay over and over and over again. Failure sucks and it's expensive. You know how much money you don't make when you're a failure? Oh, that's expensive. Talk about lost income. That's miserable. I'd much rather pay the price of success, which is what? A bit of discipline, a bit of accountability, setting yourself some targets to hit in terms of production and in terms of time. Because there's an old saying, what is it? The Parkinson's law. He said, work expands to fill the time allowed for it. Well, that's interesting. Let's take a look at your life. Because if there's more time and we don't have to get it done right now, well, there's always tomorrow, right? I heard somebody say, you know what? I work well under pressure. But the truth is, no. I work when under pressure. As entrepreneurs, we work when under pressure. If there's no pressure, we're not working. So we're going to tighten it up. We're going to create some accountability. We're going to put in some order, kind of like what Hal Elrod talks about in his book, The Miracle Morning, which I recommended to everyone. Hopefully you all have read that or are reading that. Okay. So what is that about? That's about self-determinism. That's about you deciding how your day is going to start and being deliberate about that and writing it down, putting it on your calendar. We did a little demonstration of calendars last week. You guys saw how I do my calendar, right? So I use Apple, iCal. You can use Google Calendar, Outlook. I don't care what the tech is. We use a piece of paper. I don't care. As long as we're putting in order and you know what to do and when to do it, right? You got targets, you got deadlines. Bravo, right? You've already separated yourself from 90% of the population who are bumbling around, wondering what to do. So the idea here is there should be no mysteries. You should know what to do. And the other idea, which I think is becoming apparent to all of you, is that you should be in the business, not just around the business. Yes, you should immerse yourself not only in the technology so that it becomes transparent. You don't even see Zoom anymore, or if you're watching on YouTube, right, or you're talking to somebody on Skype, the technology disappears. That's transparent. But also the work and the people and the community of this is something you're immersing yourself into. You're not apart from, you're a part of. This is enormous, enormous. I can't tell you how big this is. I could talk about this for hours, okay? But in society, it is by design, you are separate from those few special people who have made it. You go into the grocery store and you're at the checkout, at the cashier, right? And to the right is the candy, the impulse buy candy rack, right? Which extends down to the floor within reach of children. That's by design, okay? Impulse buys right there. Hey kids, look at the candy. On the left, above the conveyor belt where you put the groceries and then the cashier checks them out, what's above the conveyor belt? The gossip rags, celebrity gossip, special people. You're not one of them, by the way. There's the special people who you should pay money right now to read about their life, their divorces, their drug addictions. These are the interesting people. You should pay to be interested in them. They're not interested in you, of course. You're a commoner, you peasant. Give me $5 to read the gossip about people whose lives matter. If this sounds brutal, guys, just know that all I'm doing is pulling back the curtain on something that's been going on for decades, and it's designed to keep you apart from, not a part of. Somebody once asked me, "Oh, John, did you hear what happened with such and such celebrity?" I was like, "I don't know. Were they asking about me? Why are you asking me about that? Do they know me?" And they laughed as if, "Why would they know you, John? Like I'm somehow not in that group." Well, that's a pretty insulting assumption. Okay. but we're all just people. We're all just doing our thing. The point is that when you immerse yourself in an environment where the success you seek is a reality, not just a theory, you become that. In fact, nothing will accelerate your evolution faster than that. You want to learn a new language? Go to the place where they speak that language. You want to learn Japanese? Move to friggin' Tokyo. You'll learn really quick. Okay? So this isn't like a part-time hobby or something. So you will become a top earner in this space, in this online business e-commerce space, to the degree that you decide you're a part of it. You're the future, right? Your name isn't Sophie or whatever. There's lots of room at the top. Oh yeah, there's lots of room at the top. So here comes you, right? But we want to make that, let's make haste. Let's make that happen. Okay. And I see the chat roll blowing up, and I'll review the chats. I can't talk and read the chats at the same time. You guys know that's my one weakness. I don't multitask, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to get with an accountability rep. Now they're going to make sure you've got access to several things. One, you've already got access to. It worked. You're here. Fantastic. All right. Now we're at the point where we're growing so big and so fast that I got two choices to make. I already made one. I may reconsider it, but right now I made a decision that we're going to run this on YouTube. And if you can't be on time, be early. That's our first policy, right? So if you're not in this room when it hits capacity, then there's the YouTube live, which some of you are watching on right now, and that's good and right. That's fine. I would say the new person, first couple of weeks, let them have priority, right, to ask questions and participate here in the room. Okay, and then of course we also got a chat roll going on YouTube. Now I got two chats going on. So that's the choice that I made, is to let's go ahead and consolidate all recordings and everything onto YouTube. So far, I've heard nothing but good feedback about that. People are loving that, right? So you don't have to ask your accountability rep, where do I get the recording from yesterday? It's all on YouTube now. Good. The other choice that I made was to keep this room limited to 100 people. And the reason for that is I want to be able to hear from people. If I have 300, 500, 1,000 people in the live room, how am I going to manage that? I could manage that by just muting everyone. Everybody's got to raise their hand. That's a good orderly thing we could do. But what I think we've all gotten accustomed to, and what I like to do, is to have, a manageable, here's 100, group of 100 people who really wanted to be here, hence them being early. Okay. And you just want to listen, that's fine. 10 million people can listen on YouTube, but let's give priority to these 100, right, today. And it could be a different 100 tomorrow. That's fine with me. But if I expand this, we're going to have to change the rules a bit. And I don't want to change the rules. So anyway, just so you know, as the guy who oversees all this, that's a consideration. And if you guys are 2 hours in the community and you have no idea what I'm talking about, like what were we doing yesterday? No worries. We got it handled. Okay. I hope I'm not speaking Greek. The other thing the accountability reps are going to do is make sure you've got access to Jetstream. This is something that took Sophie years to put together. It's a culmination of advanced concepts and strategies that she employs for herself and her inner circle. These are people that want to go fast. And for years have asked her, Sophie, can we have more of your time on this? Can we have personalized support on that? Can we go to India with you? Can we do advanced mastermind groups? Hey, who writes your copy? I see you got these amazing Amazon listings, right? Are you a copywriter? Oh no, you hire a copywriter? How do we get access to those people? What about branding? Right? Hey, could we have a clinic where we all put our products on the table and we have non-disclosure agreements and we can all assess the viability of each other's stuff? I think that would be very instructive. And on and on and on. These are all these different advanced concepts and practices that she has accumulated over the years based on what people are asking her for. Because at this point, there's only so much Sophie to go around, and she knows this stuff. She can see stuff that us mere mortals can't see. I mean, look, did you see that problem? Oh, I didn't. Well, I did, right? And it was that fast, right? So that's a huge advantage. So you're going to be learning about what that stuff is. The only way you can find out what that stuff is with a select group that goes through Jetstream. Everyone here is included in that. Most of the people that have been hanging around, kicking around Blue Sky for however long, for years, right, don't even have access to that. That is special. That is special stuff that Sophie has prepared for you. The only way in is through your accountability rep. Make sure you're in good communication with them. Now, as far as the emails, right, you're getting inundated with emails. I get it, right? Create a folder or something, right? If you know how to use, like I use Apple Mail, right? So I can make a folder, and then things that come into my inbox, I can put in that folder. or if you're using Google or Outlook or whatever. And if you need to read the instructions, read the instructions. Okay. And you create a folder called Blue Sky and you take all the email and you throw it in there. Don't think that you've got to have all your attention spent on every email that comes in every moment of every day. You'll go mad. It's maddening. Your inbox is everyone else's agenda for you that day. Not just Blue Sky, right? We got good agendas for you. Okay. But still, if you're going through your first 4 modules, you're selecting an Amazon coach, you're in good communication off of email, you're in good communication with your accountability rep. Here's text, here's Skype. Skype, yes, we live on Skype, okay? Here's a phone, right? That's fine. Email is, all right, here's the document or here's the link you need. I'll send it to your email and you know you're looking for it. That's cool, okay? But, I'm going to go read, half a chapter of a book that somebody just emailed me. No, I'm not going to do it, right? And you, as the future of this, as a successful person, yeah, you're going to be a little bit out of balance at first, okay? But your life purpose isn't to sit around reading other people's emails. Put them in a folder. They'll be good. You can always go back to them later too, right? Some of that stuff is good and good tips and organization and stuff. But right now you're building a foundation. First 4 modules, Jetstream, daily success calls, all of this culminates in one of my favorite things to do, which is a business launch strategy session. And that is a couple weeks down the road. If you're brand new, right? So that's something, again, the only way into that is to get through all the other processes, which not everybody does. In fact, most people don't, right? People come and go. People have, other interests. They have hobbies. They do whatever they're going to do, right? But when it's time to launch this, like for real, like you're a professional, you're the future, you're getting this done. Okay, well, now let's get serious, right? If you're serious, Sophie's serious. And if Sophie's serious, I'm serious about you. Okay, so that's where that comes in. That's part of this whole process, and it's not for everybody. Okay, so I'm just letting you know that is the value of accountability, and it's done through a rep who is going to help you develop exponentially faster into a professional, successful Amazon person. Again, what's our product? Our product is you, happy and successful, making money on Amazon. That's the product. And this whole accountability thing and Jetstream and everything else is designed to cause that to happen more readily and in less time. You can't do it alone. I guess that's the punchline to all this. If you could do it alone, you would have already done it. Okay. So you're here, you got the training. That's good. Go through it at a good pace with intent, not cramming, but with intention, with consistency. But while you're getting the nuts and bolts how-to stuff, we're going to work on who's doing it. Okay. And guys, I've been in this game for a long time. And I've helped people make hundreds of millions of dollars. And I want that same reality for you. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. In case it was a mystery, let it not be a mystery. Tomorrow we're going to have Jacqueline out here. Jacqueline is arguably the most seasoned and knowledgeable of accountability reps. And some of you know her as Jackie. They're all competent. They're all good. And I respect all of them in their work. Jacqueline sort of oversees the operation because she's so precise with stuff. So we're going to have Jacqueline come out and talk tomorrow. I've actually been talking for 29 minutes, if you can believe that. I thought I was just going to do a little quick housekeeping or something. That's our topic for today. I hope this created some order in your mind, okay? Because no intelligent action comes from a disorderly mind, all right? So we want to go ahead and open it up. If you guys have additional or lingering questions, Jason has the floor. Jason, please.
Great book. Miracle Morning. And you made reference to it already today. But I think the biggest piece that I'm figuring out for myself, and you mentioned it several weeks ago, it's about the calendar thing. Where does our time go? And so I took your advice about scheduling the week. And, it talks about that in there too, how it showed Hal's schedule, and he's got every hour blocked off. And I'm like, that's interesting. So I did it. Wow, things are getting done.
Well done, sir.
Well done. And then what was even more funny is that, as I'm doing this, I'm trying to teach my daughter a little bit of this. And she's just like, 11, you know how they are. They float, they just do whatever, right? Well, now that they're on the web doing school, her teacher says, hey, I want you to fill out a calendar and tell me what you're doing. So she's telling me this, it's just my teacher wants me to do, fill everything out. And so I know what I'm doing. I said, oh, where'd you hear that before? And she kind of smiled at me. Yeah, I know. So it's amazing getting it done, because it's there. If it's not on the schedule, it's not going to get done. So,
you know what, Jason,
schedule it out.
you just hit a nerve with me because I just had a similar conversation with my daughter. She's 9. And of course, being home from school and just having to do your schoolwork on the computer now, whenever you get around to it, lends itself to what? Flippancy and irresponsibility, right? So we had a little family meeting, and we were like, you know what? We're going to put in some order here, right? And no more staying up till 10:30 at night watching TV shows and all this. We're going to go to bed at 9:30, okay? And we're going to get up at 7. Why do I have to get up at 7? The protest. She turned on the protest like, yeah, I just blew up her world or something. So what we're talking about here is a bit of enforcement on creating order and overcoming inertia, because an object at rest tends to stay at rest. And I said to her, and guys, this is big, and I know we got a lot of parents on here and grandparents as well, but I said to her, look, living a purposeless life leads to like mega pain. Like, you do not want that pain. You do not. Just take it from me. And I let her know, because, she's getting a little bit older. Daddy didn't have a good childhood. It was really, really rough. Okay. And it's called living a purposeless life and turning to the streets. Right. So, and a lot of you don't know my whole story, but it wasn't like I was born into, success and look at me, it's the easy street. No, I had much pain. And so I'm hoping as her father to help her avoid that. And so, yes, here's the protest. All right, we got done with the protest now, the tears, blah, blah, blah. She's getting up on time. She's putting in order in her life. And thank God, okay? Because as easy as it is to do the right thing, it's even easier to not do it, right? So thank you, Jason. What a great lesson.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I'm done.
Good time. All right, Miracle Morning. There's that. Carol Ann, did you want to talk? Carol Ann's got an open mic. Carol Ann.
Yeah, I just want to say Jackie's my accountability rep, and I'd be lost without her. She's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody can get through this without some help, and she's always there. She's there 3-4 times a week. If I need anything, I just text her. She gets right back to me.
Nice. So texting, right? Phone, Skype. Guys,
Yeah.
I'm going to push Skype down your throat because we got international business going on here. And I don't want to pick up the phone and, spend $1 a minute calling you in, Borneo or, wherever you are. So
Like, even if I miss a live thing, she'll send me the video the next day right on.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
she's definitely amazing.
Thank you, Caroline. You're amazing. You're amazing, Caroline. Yeah. There's Carol Ann, everybody. Griselle. Hey, Griselle.
Hi, how are you?
Awesome.
Good. Just going back to what you were saying about the calendar, one of the first things that your accountability rep also gives us is that 12-week action plan. And if you take the time to fill it out, it just kind of gives you, again, a kind of a week by week of what you think that you can accomplish in 12 weeks at your pace. And it's tedious and you got to think about it, but I don't know, it kind of set the tone for me of kind of like what I want to accomplish for the week. And we were talking yesterday about like, this is not a race. Remember that it's our dollars that we're investing. So, take your time, the 4 modules, talk to your coach, learn the tools. I don't know. I'm really enjoying the process. I haven't found a product yet, but I'm really liking when I find something and then I know it's not viable. I'm like, oh my God, look at all the money I saved.
Well done. Hey, Griselle, technical question for you, because you
Yes.
sound awesome. What microphone are you using?
I am using Sony headphones and on a Chromebook.
Okay, so we're hearing the built-in Chromebook microphone.
Mhm.
Okay, so nothing special there. Some of you know I use a condenser mic, right? So, this is what you're hearing me on. But I know we've got a lot of new members here that sometimes it sounds like this, right? So I'm thinking maybe we need to go microphone shopping. So you're just using a built-in, which apparently is working fine.
Mhm.
All right, good. You sounded so good that I was like, wow, what is that? So a Chromebook, who would have thunk it? Esther. Hey, Esther, come on out. We got Esther, and then we're going to go to Sergi. Esther.
Hi, John. Hey,
Hey.
just a quick question. Are you saying that we should download Skype on our computers or laptops, iPads?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Have it running on all times and all devices. Yes.
You can also
So-
use Zoom. You can use Zoom instead of Skype. You don't have to use Skype.
Well, with Zoom, you've got to add people and they've got to accept you and then, yeah, so I do have Zoom contacts. Actually, you know what, Rebecca, that's an interesting thing because I like Zoom. I rely on Zoom obviously for group meetings, but when it comes to transferring files like bing, bing, bing on Skype with Zoom, it's a bit more, there's got to be a bit more two-way going on. Whereas I got stuff from Australia in the middle of the night and it's waiting for me here in the morning. So yeah, I would say get Skype running, but Zoom
Okay,
also
thank you.
has those same sort of functions. Does that make sense,
Okay.
Esther?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we're all international marketers now. Get Skype. Hey, Sergi,
Hey, I just wanted to ask you how is my microphone works.
a little bit better. Yeah, good. That's a bit better. So Sergi was one of the ones I was like, Sergi, where's your mic? I was like, and I'm like, So yeah, good. You'll get it. And the more that you're on platforms like this, Sergi, and all of our new members, you want to be heard, right? And now let's say we get into like international product sourcing and that kind of stuff, right? So it's not just for this community, it's also for your ability to negotiate and work deals. And guys, I can't tell you how many millions and millions of dollars in sales I've generated over the internet using Zoom, Skype, Slack is another one for certain business groups, Telegram, WhatsApp to a much smaller degree. I hate WhatsApp personally, but some people like it. Yeah. So get in my car and drive to the meeting. Oh, please.
So what microphone do you use? You said.
Oh, this is an old MXL 006 USB, which if you were in the market for a pro quality microphone right now that just plugs right into a computer, go with a USB mic, and I would suggest Audio Technica AT2020 USB Plus. Audio Technica 2020. Anything that says Audio Technica 2020 and it's got a USB connection, they got a few different versions of it, but any of those are going to be fine, and they're like $100. That's it. Will last you forever. This MXL is at least 15 years old. So there's that. Good stuff. Yeah, you just want to be heard. And a built-in mic will work just fine, as our friend Grizel just demonstrated. But it can't be an old, junky mic. It's got to be, you got to be heard. Who else? Let's come on out. Thank you, Sergi. Annie. Hey, Annie.
Hi, how are
There she
you?
is. Good.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit nervous hearing everyone talking about the accountability rep because I heard from him like the first 2 weeks, and I've been here for a while and I never heard back or have any contact whatsoever. So there are many things, even what Grisel mentioned about the 12-week calendar and the way I never received anything like that at any point. So
you
I
got through it
thought,
nonetheless. Yeah, Annie, you've graduated. You're a seasoned veteran here. You're all good. So you've
Okay.
completed that whole onboarding sort of process. So
okay,
you may have missed a couple of components that may have been added since then,
okay,
but you survived. You're good. So did
Okay.
Rebecca. She's good, right? Rebecca survived.
okay,
Yeah, you're in good shape, Annie. No worry. Always good to hear from you, by the way.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Leanne. Where's Leanne?
Hi.
Hey, Leanne.
So it's funny. I've been listening to like other classes as well. And there was one guy talking, and he's an entrepreneur as well. And the interviewer asked him and said, what tools do you use to keep your life in order? And I was expecting, I had my pen ready to write down what great tools he was using. And he was like, I don't use anything. I just get things done. He's like, I don't procrastinate. He's like, if something's there that comes in through my email and I need to pay for it, I'm just going to pay it. So I don't have to think about later on, oh, don't forget to pay that. And I was like, that makes sense to me, because I'm one that's like, oh, I'm going to get this app, to put this in, and I'm going to put down all my list of things to do. But, like that list can grow and grow and grow. And you never seem to check things off because you're always adding other things to it. So today I was like, I need to clean that pot. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it right now.
Right.
Because this is the best time to do it.
Like Mark just put in the chat, shoot the alligator closest to the boat. The other concept, it's called touch it once. Touch it once. So
Right.
let's say for email, for example. So if it comes into my inbox, if I look at it and click on it, I must process it now, right? Not later, now. My inbox is empty, empty. Now, some people may think that is miraculous. Well, no, it's just a decision. If it's not important enough for me to do right now, it's not important enough for me to do, period, delete, next. Okay. So, and that's not to be rude, but look, again, my inbox is everyone else's agenda for me that day. Now what, right? When do we, like Steve Covey talked about in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? When do we get out of crisis management mode and into proactive importances, right? So these are productive, not necessarily urgent right now, but I'm never going to get to them if all I do is manage crisis and urgencies, which I didn't even ask for.
Right.
I would
Touch it
do
once.
that with my bills,
Thanks.
just utility bills or something. I'd get them in on the computer and I'd put them down, pay the 20th. Okay, I'll pay him the 19th. Then I thought, because I keep different funds for them, so I have all the money anyway. And I thought, God, just pay it. You know, don't worry about waiting for 12 more days. Just pay it out of the way, you know? That really made a difference too. I've got all this money waiting to pay the utilities. So that was one good one. Just get rid of it. So I agree with you. And the email's great too, but then sometimes you get hit with so many, it's just like, oh God, I'm gonna go ride my horse. Forget this.
Yeah. And you know what, Karen, great stuff. And sometimes I'll go and I'll just see so much there, and I might just accidentally click on the Command A, delete. Command A on a Mac means all, select all. The delete button means exactly what it says, right? So there's that. Okay. We got Thomas, we got Pete, we got Christine. Who wants to talk next?
Hi, John. Hi, everyone.
Hey, Pete.
Hi, how's everyone doing? Okay.
Very good, sir. Now that you're here, we're awesome.
So, yeah, no, I just wanted to say, like, obviously we've read the Miracle Morning, which was fantastic. We've signed up to the Miracle Morning Facebook group as well, which is, you know, quite helpful. I do find it a struggle to actually sort of organize my life, really, just actually doing the things. But I suppose really it's just a case of, maybe, you know, as we went through the diary last week, John, and, you know, you said about, you know, doing this and this is what we should be doing. And, you know, and without actually procrastinating and sort of saying, we'll do that later, we'll do that tomorrow, etc., is actually schedule those things into the diary and say, right, we're going to do this, and this. And then we can look back and we say, yep, that was good. We've achieved those things. Now let's work on tomorrow. That's all I really wanted to say. And also, this is an absolutely awesome group. It really is. All lovely people and very, very helpful. Love it.
Well, we love you, man. So glad you're here. And Christine as well. Thank you, Christine. Thank you guys for being
a lot, does she?
Yeah. Very good. Thomas, you got something to say?
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that calendar because I didn't get one either.
Okay. So, all right, what specific calendar are we talking about here? The 12-week?
It's the 12-week action plan calendar or 12-week action plan worksheet. And if you look in the Facebook files, it's absolutely there. It's absolutely there.
Right. Okay.
Facebook files.
Thank you.
So Product University Facebook group for our new members, Product University, and then the files section, which you will see on the left navigation bar, assuming you're on a computer or however it looks now this week, now that Facebook changed everything again and I can't find a damn thing on Facebook. So figure it out.
I'll confirm that. I saw it as well.
Great. Isaac. Where's Isaac?
Hey, John. How's everybody
There he is.
today?
Good.
Hey, I've gone through the 4 modules and I've had my first coaching session, which was this past Saturday. And my coach gave me a list of things to do, which I've gone through. And I would start I've done the business. I've talked to the business banking, and I've talked to My tax accountant, I've signed up with one. I'm just waiting on my LLC to be completed with the state. He also wanted me to open up a seller account, which I've done. Now I'm sourcing for a product, and like all of the products that I had thought that might be viable, I think I had about 10 or 11, but just going through the metrics, they don't look like they're good products. So my question is, what advice would anyone on that's already kind of been past this part of the process, what did you guys do outside of just watching the modules that helped you?
Isaac? Before I ever used one tool, I looked for something that I might want that was high demand. And there was hardly any, it was on Amazon, but hardly any of it was, there were very few sellers. Very few sellers. So if you would actually come up with your own, have your own branding and have it better than anything else out there, you would be on the first page, and it would be like, before you even use any tools, just do some research on different selling sites.
Okay, like Etsy and all the other, okay.
Amazon, especially Amazon, on Amazon. If there's a product that you know is a high demand product, or you feel is a high demand product, and there's very few sellers, and you can do it better than anyone else that's there, it's a winner.
Very good.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Rebecca. Good question, Isaac. And you know, the more you do it, the more you'll see it, right? The more proficient and competent and faster, right? So yeah, just keep on trucking. You're gonna do fine. I already know it. We're gonna go to, I think, Jesse or somebody. Yeah, Jesse had her hand up. Jesse. And then we're already 47 minutes in, so we're gonna have to wrap up. My goodness, we've been talking a while. Jesse. No? Okay. Carol Ann, let's see who else is unmuted. Carol Ann, Rebecca just talked. Thomas again. Thomas. Yes, Thomas.
I just wanted to let you know that I found it.
Oh, good. Very good. I saw that Bernadette also put something here in the chat. Bernadette is awesome at that. Oh, and you know what, Isaac, that's the other thing I wanted to say to you. My brain went blank for a second, is that Bernadette has, and so do I, a document where Bernadette has collected all these little tips and sources that Sophie has dropped throughout, you know, various broadcasts and trainings. And I'm going to put in, Isaac, I'm going to put in that link as soon as I can find it.
Hey, John, I have a new version. I'll put the new version in. Hold on.
New version? Oh my goodness. Okay, give me that new version.
Because Christine did 5 training classes. Yeah, so I updated it.
Very good. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, give me a sec.
Dropbox. Bernadette has her own Dropbox account, guys. Look at that. That is beautiful. Thank you, Bernadette.
What you told me to do?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. She did it. So there's a perfect example. If you were here last week, Bernadette emailed me the document. I put it on my Dropbox. I put the Dropbox link. Now it's done. So yeah, Bernadette, we use Dropbox all the time to transfer files and stuff. So thank you for all you do. Bernadette's awesome, guys.
Okay, latest version of the spreadsheet is the last one I just put in. Version 1.3. Okay.
Latest version of the spreadsheet there as well. Isaac, you see that? I hope you do.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
Very good. God bless Bernadette. Thomas, you got your hand up again. What's going on there, Thomas? You just playing with buttons, Thomas? You doing a clicky thing? No, yes. All right, Thomas, if you want to talk, come on out and talk. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Amy's clicking buttons too.
Sorry, I was clicking buttons.
Yes. There you go. All right. Very good. Amy, did you have a comment before we close up for the day?
I just quick comment. I don't think the lady's here today. She was the yes day. It was the one that did the lovely rap for us. Can't remember her name, but she was saying about, it's just saying about how, you know, her hopes and dreams and people around her perhaps wouldn't like the change. And I just wanted to comment that yesterday my confidence dipped a little bit, and it was so nice to have this community. And I'm reading one of the books, because I'm reading a few, is High Performance Habits. I know it's not on your reading list, but one of the things it mentioned was that we shouldn't feel ashamed to share our successes or our hopes and dreams and what we want with other people. It's actually a really important part of the process to articulate it to other people and not be afraid, and just having that courage to say, I'm not afraid of being successful. I want success in my life. And I'm just really grateful that, I'm a little bit more, I wouldn't want to say that to perhaps my sister, because I just don't want to, she's a single mom, and I'm worried about, how I come across. It's really nice that in this community, we're all in this together and we all have the same hopes and dreams. And I think it was saying, put it out to the universe. So I'm really appreciative of this platform. Thank you. Just want to say that.
Thank you. Donna would like to respond. Donna?
I just wanted to say thank you. That was great.
Oh, yes, you are here. Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Fantastic. And with that, we have reached our crescendo.
One last
yes,
question.
Thomas, our second crescendo. Go ahead, Thomas.
Okay, I just wondered, are you going to leave the chat room open for a little while like you did yesterday, so we can sort of carry on chatting, or are you going to close it down?
You know what? Let's take a vote. I don't know. Was that just chaos, or you guys?
It was brilliant.
It was brilliant.
It worked out really well, John.
It worked.
Oh,
It
my
was
goodness.
great.
And we talked behind your back
my
like you
goodness.
wouldn't believe, John.
It was good.
Okay.
Great.
We're gonna leave it open.
No,
That's
John,
it. We're
John,
gonna-
please, before you, John, please,
Yeah.
before you go, are you going to sort up the accountability rep for us, or we have to
Oh,
email
yeah.
because? Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm
Thank you.
dropping bombs in that room right now.
Thank you
John,
very
I
much.
know you
Thank
want to wrap up, but I just want to do a quick call out to Brenda, Kate, Nick, Serge, and Michael. Welcome.
Yay! There we are.
Yay!
Jan is our newest accountability rep, by the way. So get ready. You all know Jan as a fellow Blue Sky member, and she just joined staff. So welcome, Jan.
Thank you, John.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up. I'm going to just stop the recording and stop the live feed. You guys are awesome. Make it a great day. I'll be back here with you tomorrow. Bye
Thank
for now.
you. Bye.
Bye.